Okay, Backstone fam. My god, they have actually done it. They have actually announced a proper match, a proper thing for Slammiversary, the Ultimate X match. Now, we don't know all of the participants in this, but it is quite, in my opinion, again, very easy to figure out who is winning this thing, especially considering, well, like I said the other day, or in the last video, the last Slammiversary update, where I was saying again, like, they really haven't done anything. They just mentioned this match on commentary. They really do not have that many people that could go into this. Now, yes, they could get some new people coming into the company or whatever. I am expecting, again, at least Fabian Eichner, rather, sorry, to be in this match because he's been fairly heavily involved in the X Division story as of late, to some extent. So I do expect him to kind of be in this. I mean, like, he doesn't have a tag team partner, so it doesn't make any sense for him. Well, unless he's going to form a tag team, but then again, I don't see that. BTW, like, he actually needs to get proper, like, ring gear for his new gimmick, or whatever. So he needs to get that little soldier head on his, like, on his ring tights or his ring shorts or whatever you want to call them. Yeah. So, you need to have done that before your debut, buddy. Like, this isn't the Bush Leagues no more. If you're going to debut yourself anywhere, you need to have your gear ready to go. So, that's that. Like, if you're just going to wrestle in black boots and black shorts or whatever, sure, okay. You're not going to get anywhere then. Everybody has to have some sort of something on their gear, even if it's just the rest is basic black boots and black shorts or whatever else. So, but yeah, anyway, yeah, we have two announced competitors, the most obvious announced competitors, Leon Slater and Cedric Alexander. So, as I said, like, it doesn't, like I said, even like everybody else, even Fabian, in this match, if he's going to be in this, which I'm like, I don't know whether he will be or whether he won't be, but then again, it's like, who the bloody hell else is going to be in here? It doesn't really matter because we know, Cedric isn't losing this title. He's not dropping this title in less than, like, whatever it is, maybe a month or so. Like, at least I hope they're not going to make him lose the title in less than a month or so, whatever else it is. I hate them hot potatoing the title. And I want to see what they're going to do with this. I want to see them have a good 6-month, 8-month, year-long story with Cedric. I don't want to just see them like, okay, well, shit. We're just going to put it back on Leon. I don't think that does anything. I really honestly don't think that does anything. Leon has pretty much done everything that he can do with that X Division title for a while, at least. So, and until you get a whole lot more people in that division that you're actually actively, like, using and utilizing as that, it's like, well, there's no point in having just about anything else going on, for him in that division. You might as well start saying, okay, what's he going to do next? Is he going to be in the international division? Is he going to be in the tag team division? Is he going to be a semi-main eventer? Or is he going for the world title or whatever? What is he going to do? Or, have we just been like, oh yeah, we know he's pretty much leaving, so we're going to try to quote unquote milk him for all that we put back. We put a lot into him, so hey, we've got to get whatever we can get out of him on the way out. So I can understand that. That's understandable. But again, it is a bit sad, and again, that happens all the time, but still, it is a bit sad when it does happen. But still, like, yeah, this is at least fairly obvious that to me, at least, that Cedric will be walking away somehow, some way with the X Division title. No one else besides Fabian and Leon even have some remote story that and or even TV time as of late that makes me feel like I feel like maybe Jason Hotch will be in this, but again, there's no way he's winning. That's the story that you're trying to tell. You're trying to tell this story with now, I think, with Hotch of like there's this rift coming in the Order 4, and Hotch is going to be the main bearer of that, and he's going to split off from Ali, and eventually at some point, and then you're going to see Ali and Hotch again, which was a really good match. I can't remember when it was, but now it's going to be like Hotch, finally stepping out of that shadow and actually becoming, a proper or a potentially proper, mid-card-ish guy. I don't know. It's interesting, but I don't know. It's just sort of like, again, the rest of it where it's just like you just have like, I guess, Ali there and doing his thing, and it doesn't feel like there's really anybody in his face. You need to at least have somebody in his face and make it feel like they could be the one to take it off Ali or something like that, at least for a little while. Maybe Fabian Aichner or somebody else, I don't know. Maybe even Leon, I don't know. I mean, you've just had Casey Navarro kind of get that win and potentially like get that opportunity, but then again, it's like, well, he's not going to win it. So I just don't feel like he's going to win it because you haven't really built up any reason for him to win it. You were actually doing a whole lot more before with him being in like I said before, in the tag team scene. So now it's like we're just transitioning for no real reason. Just because we need more people and we need something else as a stopgap or whatever else it is for this thing. So, yeah. But yeah, like, it doesn't matter who else is in this match, honestly. And even if, like, they, tonight, well, not tonight, but I suppose, like, the next week, put a whole bunch of people into, well, not into the X Division, but into, like, position in the X Division on TV, and we're actually doing something with them, like, it wouldn't matter. Because, again, like, those people would not, like, you would be saying, oh, well, they're just done this for this month because now we're starting to build this thing to Ultimate X. So, and again, if they don't do that, then it's even worse. But even if they do that, it's like, well, it doesn't matter because now we're only like a month away. And obviously this is just done to build up to that match, and they're not really like doing anything. And hopefully they'll announce like the rest of the participants soon, because like they really like, at least like again, this is something that they've got. And maybe if you say, oh, well, we might have a surprise up our sleeve, that's fine to say, hey, we've got a surprise up our sleeve and somebody new is coming in or whatever else it is. Even two people new that are coming in, that's perfectly fine as well. But at least like announce like most of the rest of the field. I feel like you need to have like that sort of stuff set in stone. At least like this first match, a lot of people will be excited for this match, and it is something that people will want to see. But I do feel like, unfortunately, again, it is very, very predictable. I know some people feel like sometimes they might do something a bit different, or they might swerve the fans, so to speak, but I don't think it's worth swerving the fans, so to speak. Somebody there was talking about like the whole, expectations type thing, where it's like your expectation back when Slater had it I guess, and even me was like, oh, he's going to retain and yada yada, because like there hadn't been a lot of build really for Cedric to win it. I just felt like there had been a big story between the two, obviously, but you hadn't really done a whole lot for Cedric where it was like he got to win here, he got to win there against somebody else. He got to win against Moose. He got a couple of tag team wins against Slater, and that was kind of it. The rest of it was like, yep, Slater beats him. Slater beats him. And I mean, it was close a lot of times to an extent, but you really hadn't like showcased him beating anybody else or doing anything else or, you know, whatnot. You needed to showcase that he had, you know, the capability to beat Slater or to beat other people and was a threat to Slater. You know, you needed to have somebody else beat Slater, perhaps. But then again, it's like if somebody else beat Slater, it would have been like, well, why didn't they, or how did Slater beat them, or how did Slater retain the title if he got beat at a certain point? You know what I mean? So, but whatever. You needed somebody to beat Slater and then for Cedric to beat that person. So it felt like, oh shit, he beat the person that, you know, somehow beat Slater, you know, or whatever that one time or whatever it was. And then, you know, damn, well, now maybe he's got a real case, you know, sort of thing, which makes not a lot of sense because, like, if somebody's beating Slater, they have to be a heel. Well, in my opinion, they have to be a heel, for the most part. And if, like, Cedric's beating them, then they have to be a babyface. But then again, I guess you could have a babyface, like, upset, like, Slater, and it'd be like, but then it's like, well, now that person is becoming more, I don't know, popular-ish than Slater, or starting to take that limelight. And it's a little bit of that tussle where it's like, you don't want too many people to kind of outshine somebody else. You want other people to be there and to be like, yeah, I like this person more than that person, or I like this person more, whatever. Or I feel like this person is more cool than this person, or whatever. That sort of thing. But you don't want to have that where it's like, I don't know, how would you say it? Sort of thing, like where it's just, yeah, everybody feels like, oh man, why did I just lose to this random person? Like, maybe to an extent, like, it depends who it is, but again, it's like, well, why would I lose to somebody and then it feels like, oh man, there's this popularity contest sort of thing between me and the other person, and we're going to have another match, like best out of 3, blah, blah, blah. Which is fine to have, like, these sorts of ideas or whatever. But it's when you showcase it. It's fine to have that idea of, like, we're going to have this thing between Slater and again, Leon or whatever. And now it's, like, continuing, but it's on the other side to an extent. And I do think, like, again, as I said, I feel like he's not going to win it. Maybe, like, after Cedric's had a run with it for a good while, maybe he could. But then it's like, well, we're back to where we were with him. It's like, we haven't done anything more with him to be like, let's do something else with you or whatever. Again, same thing. It's like, what are we doing with you? Why do we have you? Unless we have you for a reason, and unless we can say, okay. And again, like, even I said before, like, the international title is a bit superfluous and whatever else. It's like, yeah, but still, it's something else. And it is like, well, we're just doing this for busy work or whatever else it is, sort of thing. It's just like something else to showcase people, or to give them another area or something else to sort of work with, because we haven't got anything else for them to work with. When we really should be saying, let's, give you a proper, reason or a proper prize to earn and to, whatever, rather than just another consolation style prize. It should mean something, and it should be, hey, well, what does that, like, I understand what you're trying to do, like I said, obviously, but it's like, well, what does that actually mean? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, at least there is something there, and that is good because it is like, well, it's starting to brew, I guess. It really isn't quite, it isn't to that point yet, but I think, the smart peoples can see where that's going, at least. So, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see where that goes. But as I said, like, yeah, unfortunately, to me at least, I mean, maybe somebody else will come along and feel like, oh, obviously this person's winning or whatever, whatnot, that sort of thing. I don't think so, dude. Like, really, if you really, like, again, they haven't really done it a whole lot with the X Division of late, and maybe, like, there's a reason for that or whatever else it is to an extent, being that there's not that many people there, and again, like, that's an issue of them, like, needing to pull their thumb out and say, okay, we need to actually book some things for this division and have some people for this division. We can't just have 2 or 3 people in this division. And yes, even if you have like a handful or more of people, yes, I understand you can't feature everyone every single week, or even maybe sometimes every single month, or whatever else it is. And sometimes, again, like, whatever priorities change or whatever else it is. And sometimes, like, again, this is what sucks sometimes, where it's like you have the tag teams and you're breaking up the tag teams or whatever else it is to give them a singles match. And I say, as long as that's serving a tag team purpose, it's usually fine. But it's like, oh, well, we need somebody in the X division, or we need somebody in the international division, or we need somebody over here, we need somebody over there, we need, like, so it's like, now we need, we don't know who else, okay, you'll do, we don't really care that you're meant to be a tag team guy or whatever else. You're not ready for this position, but we just need bodies. So that's fine, and all we need is another match to keep the ball rolling to get to the next, the next beat of the story or the next thing that we're doing. And again, that's no good because, again, like, like, maybe on TV that's fine, but on pay-per-view that's nowhere near fine for you to be like, let's put in this random person that's mostly just a tag team wrestler. Okay, they have 0% chance basically because they haven't been on TV in weeks or months, and mostly they're a tag team person. So why would we believe, like, unless, again, you have them on TV for weeks and months and whatever else, and they're doing stuff, and you're getting to see them get these wins and get these, moments, and feel like, oh, they're building up. They've beat this person. They beat that person. They somehow, like, got a, number one contendership, and they beat so-and-so in a, like, tag match last week or whatever else it was, and all this sort of thing. And now it feels like, and they do have a good story or whatever else it is with who the champion, not just their own redemption story or their own blah 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 story or whatever else it is. They actually have a proper story with the champion where the champion's like, dismissing them and what, especially like that. That's good with heels, but like, they have a story of, for baby faces, it's like they're dismissing the champion or whatever else it is. Usually, that's the other way around for, things. But anyway, yeah, I think we're pretty clear here with this one. For now, at least for me, I am. And yeah, like, I suppose we'll update it. I don't know. Like, is there, I mean, like, we'll just check in with it when they do update it. But, like, I don't think I'll have too much more to say. I mean, maybe if they debut some new people or whatever, maybe I mean, like, most of that, I feel like that'll be at Slammiversary itself rather than, again, along the weeks building up to Slammiversary, but I might be wrong. And again, I feel like they should start, like, really, like, advertising like they did before. Hey, we might have some new people coming in. Who knows? Start teasing people, so that people are like, oh, not just, like thinking, oh, maybe they'll get some of these WWE guys or whatever else it is off of their releases or off of their, whatever else it is. Cool, great. But yeah, like they've actually got to start saying, hey, we've actually been talking to those guys or those gals or whatever, and yeah, we're bringing some people in, not saying who it is, but just saying, hey, we might have some new faces around here, I mean, I know Double or Nothing's on the same night effectively, so again, like they if they're smart or if they have any thoughts, they'll be like, hey, we're doing the same thing, basically. We've got some new people coming in, potentially at least. I mean, that's AEW in a freaking nutshell. They have new people coming in all the freaking time, but then you never see them again, basically. But anyway, whatever. That's it for this one, I think. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you'll all be well until you can join us again in another one.